It looks like the near collapse of civilization. It looks like riots in the big cities.
The greenback on course for its steepest yearly drop since 2017.
Stocks closing out the year near record highs, but for Bitcoin, whoa, what a different story. Whether this is a crypto winter.
Cue the fire. It has come to an end. And I'm not talking about 2025. I'm talking about the financial system. I actually have a guy coming on at the end of the video. It is amazing. Smart guy, and he thinks we only got a few months left. You got to check this out. Because what happens in financial systems, or when you start with gold and then you go with debt, and then people are like, I have no money for anything. And the government's like, shut up, everything's great. And now you have this. Margie Taylor Greene endorses the tax revolt. And something tells me a lot of you guys are going to do basically what the government does. Oh, yeah, here you go. You want this? Oh, there's redacted. You see, what is happening is people are getting upset because the sheeple have to go buy things like food and shelter. For some reason, that food and shelter just keeps getting more and more expensive, and the government continues to lie and lie more. Everything that you are witnessing is exactly what happened in Rome. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. They keep bailing everyone out. The banks just had a $74 billion today, also known as a bailout. Not that you would see this on the news. That's why you click the subscribe button or check to see if you've been unsubscribed. Because I do my due diligence, treasury, agency, mortgage back, and add them up. 74 billion. Oh, also, when you see things like that, you should probably run to that word right there. And then they'll probably tell you that they're going to confiscate it, or if you don't give it up, you go to jail, like your government did last time. Also, by the time you finish this video, if you are not running out there and buying gold and silver today, I would be shocked. And I did tell you at the beginning of the week, I said, wait. I know it's Wednesday, so when it had the big pump, I'm like, it will pull back. It is going to continue, because everyone was up in arms. I did not talk about silver yesterday. I told you where it's going. Since I got you on the line, I'll just show you right now. I was actually working with my buddy trading S&P 500. Notice how it swings up and it swings down and it swings back up again. This trade right here on one share was 670 bucks. If I prefer the NASDAQ, I make a little bit more money. This swing down today, 2,980. Hey, look, silver on it if you're trading on the 2-minute. Oh, there we go, swing trade. You silver friends want to know, where are we going? I told you that was on that day. That was Monday. I said, this is a bearish engulfing. It engulfs that. Like if my hair was the sun, that candle receives none of it. Also, if you want to learn about everything that I'm saying, and then you take that $3,000 or $400, whatever, and then you go buy this stuff because you're going to need it. When today is the last day, it's done, it's over. There will be no more chances of you getting my 2 courses for $199. It was the only sale I ran all year, and it was right at the end. And for my friends that know how to trade, this is the last time you'll see this one too. And you're like, I can't find any stocks to trade. On the stock screener. Because I will tell you right now, this is not tradable. Silver's not. You just buy it. If you want to know where it's going to go, I guarantee you it's going to go and hit the chick magnet. Then I can guarantee that you're going to have one close underneath the Bravo 9. I know nothing in life is a guarantee, but this is a big one. And I think your next candle is going to be there. And then your next price target is going to be $53.75. So you can buy there. That will be your support. See, runs like this always require pullback. And it's okay, it's healthy. It allows the normies to go, oh, maybe I should buy this thing. Also, this is just a standard chart with a 200-day moving average and a Bravo 9. And if I were to turn my indicators on, I would definitely, you're gonna get a whale up here. It tells you where it's gonna go. It's like this, when you get a double whale, you know, that's like a double rainbow. You're coming down. So it looks like Shamu's gonna come down here and get air with his other friends. And for my Bitcoin friends, you wanna know where this is going? It is a triangle. I said, it's probably going to break down. Did start to have a little fake out there, but nope. Here, I'll make it a nice, pretty line for you. Not just will you carry it down here, but you could actually bring the flag down. And that would put you at $65,000. But remember, kids, buy low, sell high. When I had all the haters on this channel when it was approaching 130 bucks, I'm like, don't do it. You're like, but the other YouTuber said do it. Think he's your brother. No, don't do it. No charts. Learn charts. Or when silver rocket ships to almost 100, you're like, this is the time to FOMO. Guys, if anything, going through my course, it'll teach you. I know you're fed up and you just want to FOMO something to fix your problems. This will help, but I don't know about not paying your taxes. That's going to be a tricky one. Even though I will agree with you, it is frustrating. I am angry. Do know that the rich don't pay taxes. Or I'm sorry, they extend it. They say, hold on, where did I put that checkbook? How about next year? And they work within the debt-based system because you don't pay taxes on debt. Well, until the debt-based system ends, which is at the end of the video, and you really got to watch this. IRS, you owe your taxes. How much do I owe? Figure it out yourself. They already know. The IRS knows exactly how much you owe. It's one of the biggest scams. And then these tax companies, oh, it's like it's all cahoots. Americans, what if I guess wrong? Well, you go to jail, which I'm pretty sure is unconstitutional, along with just about everything the government's doing. That's when the people get mad. But there is ways to beat the system. That's why you subscribe. I teach you. Debt is a way around the system. Holding this stuff, real gold and silver, there you go, when this thing ends, which you're going to see in a second, and trade it. Congratulations also to retail investors. Close out one of their best years ever because they signed up for Bravo's course. They know what they're doing. They don't listen to Jim Cramer. How they beat Wall Street at its own game. It's actually very easy. Just understand this. Like, again, back to silver. If silver loses 70, it's a trend line. It's support. If you guys lose that, you're going to 64. If you lose that, you're going to 59. But for my silver stackers, there's your buy zone. For my Bitcoin stackers, it's your sell zone. You know this. It's the first time this happened, this happened, this happened. And what are we here? We're here. What's that? It's a crossover on my oscillator. It's better than the MACD, in my opinion. When everyone's telling you, no, this is, because I have friends that are like, we're not done yet. We're still going to 250,000. I'm like, hold my Diet Coke. You are going to love this interview. Rafi, take it away and introduce yourself, please.
Well, I'm Rafi Farber. I am the Endgame investor, primarily on Substack. endgameinvestor.substack.com, and my YouTube channel is Rafi Farber. The day is coming soon when dollars will no longer be exchangeable for gold and silver, and then the dollar will not buy anything, and then it will be revealed as the derivative that it was. What I'm trying to do, I'm also trying to help people thrive and survive. So you're in the debt system, and that entire thing is going to collapse. So and depending on how much actual money you have, which is gold and silver, a lot of your assets might be seized or taken away. Maybe they won't. I don't know your personal situation. I'm just talking generally.
Yeah. Are we in a debt-based system?
We're in a gold and silver based system that is inflated with a lot of debt on top of it. That is no good because it's inflated and the gold and silver doesn't exist to pay it back. Here, let me just expand on that for a second. Because the exchange rate between gold and the dollar is no longer fixed, the amount of gold does exist to pay back all the dollars, right? If you take the Fed's balance sheet and you divide it by the amount of gold in the Fed's balance sheet, you have the exact number of dollars you need to pay for every ounce. It's about 60,000. So in the end game, in the end of the dollar, they will have to stop at that number. Like however many dollars exist and however many gold ounces exist, there's going to be a hard exchange rate if the dollar is going to survive at all. And that's what I'm saying, that all the purchasing power will go back into the money away from the credit. Credit will be worthless because credit and debt really are the same thing. One man's debt is another man's credit, literally. And once credit goes away, debt goes away with it, because they're the same thing, and then all you're left with is the money and then all the assets on the planet.
Give me a time frame. When does this reach?
A few months.
You're kidding.
No.
Explain.
Explain. Okay, this is called al regalachas, on one leg. It's a Hebrew saying. I don't know if I could do it on one leg, but basically every round of inflation that eventually calms down the system, because debt can filter through the system again. For example, after 2008, and then again after 2020, every round of inflation that they engage upon has to be bigger than the one before it, and they come in more and stronger waves. So the 2008 wave was something like $15 trillion if you look at all the Fed's bailouts, and the 2020 wave was about 4 times that. So the next one is what, 100 trillion or some insane number. There is a point where confidence in the credit is just totally collapses. And if you look at the action of gold and silver, it's not really the action of gold and silver, it's the action of the dollar, because it's representing less and less gold and silver.
And what does that look like?
It looks like the near collapse of civilization. It looks like riots in the big cities. It looks like mass starvation by the poor. Those who are dependent on welfare in any capacity will lose their incomes. People on mortgages will lose their houses. And the only ones with any purchasing power will be the ones with the most liquid commodity, and those with actual physical assets. Real assets will have value. They'll just be a lot less liquid. So if you're stuck with a house that you own, but no gold and silver, you might have to trade your house for a week's worth of food, which you'll live, but it's not very ideal. You'd rather spend, a few dimes.
And you say the max is 6 months.
No. I'd say it's somewhere within 2026.